It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
We're starting to get some early answers on this year's big questions in the NBA season. And here to tell us what it all means are the experts, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm just your host, Ernie Johnson.
No one's an expert.
Huh?
No one's an expert.
Well, you guys try. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, we've kind of waited and waited for this team to come together and start producing, but it just hasn't happened. And now we've gotten pretty deep into the season, so time's not on their side.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Welcome to New York City, the home of the Knicks. And, of course, Aaron Brooks. Since he's out of the picture, the team will have to fill his shoes.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And that's the idea. You know, you want to build a foundation on which this team can continue to move upward. So certainly some fans unhappy to see him go, but fans will be patient and they also continue to be fans.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Andre Drummond is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Wright in at the 3. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
And how about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too. Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother, Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. Here's Porzingis. An 11-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. Find out, DB.
Yes, Kevin, he said he doesn't want to see their offense fall into bad habits and get stagnant. He said as long as we keep moving without the ball and don't stand around watching the paint dry, we'll be able to put up points. Let's see if they can keep their legs moving here tonight, guys.
Okay, Doris, appreciate the information. I think, guys, it's not the first time that shooting has been a focus for this team.
Not at all. I mean, a lot of their offensive philosophy really centers around their ability to create and take good shots.
And, of course, that's something that a lot of teams would benefit from, guys. I mean, they're looking to play a very cerebral and disciplined game today.
And here are the Bulls now. After New York gets the 3, Lopez with the steal. And a fast break now for New York. Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Bulls have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Lopez with the block. And a fast break now for New York. Now the pass to Porzingis. He kicks it to Lopez. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. That one on Rose.
Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand, but freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And, Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. The Knicks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Galloway, the pass to Porzingis. New York moving the ball around. Lopez against Drummond. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. You look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark. They won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Drummond.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, he's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
And the shot is good.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Now here's Aflalo. A 14-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia. Out left to the wing. Gasol with the steal. Top of the key, Rose. Takes a shot at the elbow. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector. Just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase blocks. He just challenges every shot inside without fouling.
Here's Galloway. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Nice shot by Porzingis.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Rose kicks to Gasol. There's the pick. Back to Rose. To the inside. Lopez with the block. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. Here's Butler. Coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. Excellent D there from Aflalo. New York trailing. The dish to Galloway. On the wing, Williams. Lopez a screen. Porzingis passes to Lopez. Rejected by Gasol. And they'll keep possession.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. That doesn't go either for Butler. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. There's Galloway. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. To the inside. The shot's good from Lopez. Lopez has got 8 points.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Now, here's Butler. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Gasol setting the pick for Butler. Gasol on the high post. Fires from the line. The shot misses. Good D by Lopez. The Knicks have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Williams with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. Lopez, a screen on right. Galloway kicks to Lopez. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's 2 fouls for him very early in this ball game. He'll probably have to spend some time on the bench before halftime.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Serafin comes in for Robin Lopez. And it's Calderon in for Langston Galloway. Smith checked in for the Bulls.
And taking a look here at the numbers on Pau Gasol. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. 7th in field goal percentage. And, of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And, you know, back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3. His consistent shooting creates a lot of openings in the defense.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Porzingis. And Thomas subbed in for Derrick Williams. 6 to shoot. O'Quinn dishes to Aflalo. O'Quinn the pass to Calderon. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It all.
Oh! New York shooting at around 44% in the early goings here. Afflalo with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. To the paint. Here's O'Quinn. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at them. Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponents' scoring chances.
And Splitter pulls it down.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Now, here's Clarkson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. For the Knicks last season, Greg, the defense a problem for them, specifically how they defended against perimeter shots, and in particular the 3.
38%, Kevin, of the threes against them went in. That was by far the worst in the league, and it's a big reason why they would end the year with the worst margin of victory in the NBA. How about minus 9.3?
And the one thing Thiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles, he knows where he's supposed to be, he gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges, he does all the little stuff.
The Bulls leading by 4. Clarkson kicks to Splitter. Here's the screen. Smith for 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And for Thiago Splitter, he's been a relatively unsung player in his career, never getting his number called on offense, receiving little recognition from the media, but providing tough defense in the post. He shot over 55%, crashes the boards in the 20 minutes or so a game that he gets. So that's been good enough to really establish a productive career.
And here's Calderon after J.R. Smith getting his 3 to go. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Over to the left wing. Splitter dishes to Clarkson. Here's Gibson. And it's Chicago scoring again.
You know, getting back to Splitter, yes, you need superstars to win in this league, but you also need guys like him, guys who put the team first, who bust the gut to carry out their responsibilities on the floor, off the court, and in the locker room. You need all of that to be a championship team.
New York calls timeout, coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the star that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Now here's Seraphin. In the game against Philadelphia, very impressive. And stolen by Mirotic. They're running. Goes up. The coast-to-coast dunk.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Calderon with it. He's covered by Clarkson. Looking to end the run. And Afflalo wide open. He shoots. That's short off the rim.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Dishes it to Splitter. Pass to Mirotic. Splitter kicks to Smith. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Clock at 6. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Knicks trail by 11. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first quarter. Thomas kicks to O'Quinn. Lets it go from 11 and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
My, he is so adept at finishing in the low post.
Chicago leading by 9. And here's Clarkson. Kicks to Gibson. To the middle. The shot's good from Smith. Smith's got 5.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Calderon. He's coming off a 13-point game against Philadelphia. Here's O'Quinn. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. O'Quinn's got his second basket of the game.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Clarkson with the ball. He's guarded by Calderon. Clarkson passes to Mirotic. Smith left side. And Gibson kicks to Mirotic. Off target with his 3.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Bulls ending the first quarter on a 15-6 run. And we'll be back with you right after this. And a chance to hear from former number 2 overall pick Derek Williams about his focus off.
Just getting to the basket more, being able to finish with the defender in front of me. I think getting to the line a lot more as well. I think getting to the line and finishing at the basket.
2 huge improvements for him. Ray, can he do more?
Definitely. He's already taken a big leap forward, and there's plenty more room for him to grow. He could become a real beast in this league.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive guys on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Chicago right now, Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Pau Gasol is out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Smith in at the small forward. Butler against Calderon. The shot is off. Good D by Drummond.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Gasol's in the post. Serafin's there, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
And the Knicks making a change here. Porzingis has checked in.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Count that one.
And really the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
The Bulls leading by 10. Right side Gasol. There's the screen. Back to Rose. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Rose has got 4 points in the quarter. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
Williams dishes to Calderon. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Calderon's got 5 points so far. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Inside, here's Rose, and he uses the glass on the layups. And the Bulls lead by 12.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
New York calls timeout. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, his fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Now Calderon. He has 5. Down low. Some nice passing by New York here. 5 on the clock. The tray. The shot is off. Now Chicago takes it the other way.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injury. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. To the left wing for 3, Calderon. And the Knicks miss again.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now here's Drummond. He's guarded closely. Puts up the baby hook. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And let's run down for you the top 3-point shooting point guards in the league this season. You take a look at Calderon. He's absolutely deadly from outside.
He is so exceptional from long range that it forces the defense out and really opens things up for him, which makes it easier for him to set up his teammates.
Well, he's a prime example of why being a top-notch three-point shooter comes in handy for a point guard.
And, you know, back to D. Rose, he grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Lou Odmanson. Galloway kicks to Calderon. Lopez, a screen on Butler. Here's Calderon. Sweet little 40. Calderon's got 7 points for the quarter.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket.
To the right side. And Wright kicks to Gasol. Can't connect from short range.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Lopez a screen. Calderon passes to Lopez. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Lopez has got 10 points.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
They swipe it. Here's Galloway. They set the screen. Passes it to Porzingis. The feed to Williams. Here's Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. Unloads from 13. Williams can't get it to go. The Bulls leading by 12. Now here's Rose. He's coming off a 25-point game against Detroit.
And equally as impressive, the playmaking. Just sensational. The way he was seeing the court and making... Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Butler at the elbow. Down low, Drummond. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
And both free throws good for Drummond. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletically.
You talked about the raw physical tools, and you factor in the two things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Calderon against Butler. Over in the corner, Williams. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
Galloway kicks to Williams. He feeds it to Lopez. Some nice passing by New York here. There's Galloway. He's covered by Rose. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession for the Knicks. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Williams. And it's a Flalo in for Jose Calderon. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Derrick Rose. And stolen by Drummond. Pass break. Here comes Chicago. And it's Butler missing. Knicks trailed by 14. Here's Galloway. There's a good screen. Lopez outside. 6 on the shot clock. Over to the wing. Feeds it to Galloway. A 3-ball. Rebound by the Bulls. Drummond's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Here's Butler. That's tipped. Galloway, the pass to Thomas. He dishes it to Lopez. Pass to Porzingis. Drummond working against Lopez. Flalo with a screen on right. Here's Lopez, the turnaround jumper. Count it. Lopez has got 12 in the game.
Got him with the turnaround there. That was as sweet as honey.
Now, here's Clarkson, guarded closely. That one goes. Count it. And that's now 8 points here for Taj Gibson.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Well, a good one here for Lopez. 12 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
And they've been important to the team. Even if it's only a couple, it's helped them establish a defensive presence inside.
And New York making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Splitter comes in for Drummond. And Mirotic subbed in for Wright.
Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fans.
Here's Galloway. On the wing of Flalo. There's the pass to Lopez. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Chicago.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road, to illustrate how good they are on the road, last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
Galloway kicks to Flalo. There's the dish to O'Quinn. Here's Lopez. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
And both free throws good for Lopez.
This is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line right here.
Clarkson kicks to Splitter, and that one's good. Splitter's got 6.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
There's a screen. O'Quinn, the rebound by Gibson.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Shoots the 3. Knicks with the rebound. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Poked away. 1:30 left here in the second. Heritage has a wide open look. It's Chicago with another bucket. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
50 seconds left in the first half. Shots good by Clarkson.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Dishes it to O'Quinn. He kicks to Afflalo. Can't get it to go. Smith with the defensive effort. Inside. Shots good by Clarkson. Clarkson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
There's 18 seconds left in the first half. Afflalo goes in. Here's Lopez. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. Lopez has got 20.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And the first half is now in the books. It's Chicago leading by 14. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Derek. And Derek, what are the most important things you've done defensively tonight to help your offensive approach?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We're just contesting, getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got bigs that can run, shooters on the floor, so open the floor up a little bit.
Derek, always explosive in transition. Thank you.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Chicago was looking great right away. They had intensity in their eyes and fire in their bellies as they started things out on a 7-0 run. And it was a 9-point lead for them as they finished the first quarter. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
We're getting back back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We've seen Robin Lopez really having a great game.
It's been about his ability to just lock down the opponent from a defensive standpoint. A lot of shots also being blocked.
That reach he's shown, Greg, has certainly been fantastic in getting to some of these shots. I mean, he looks like he's got telescopic arms out there.
Derek Williams is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the one spot. That's Derek Fisher's 5 as we get going into the second half. Drummond a screen. Rose dishes to Gasol. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
4 on the shot clock. Shoots. Misses off the right iron. Chicago leading by 12. Left side Rose to the wing on the left. Gasol against Lopez. The turnaround. The shot is off. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch 4 in the NBA.
Good call.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Here's Aflalo, and the shot is long.
Well, that's a lot of bricks by them early in the second. Only 1 make on 5 tries so far in the second half.
Drummond with a screen on Aflalo. Rose, no good.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Here's Galloway. The teardrop falls in. Galloway has got 5 points so far.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Outside Rose. Pass to Gasol. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. First free throw is good. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for New York. Calderon comes in for Langston Galloway. Kicks it to right. Gasol a screen. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Butler goes in. Here's Gasol.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Calderon kicks to Aflalo. Calderon with it. He has 7. Gasol with the steal. Here's Rose. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 14 points for Derrick Rose.
And with Powell, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
New York calls timeout.
And a final point, guys, with Kyle's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long.
It was Amundsen. He's checked in for Porzingis. It's stolen by Rose. And Butler, here we go. Poked loose, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And now let's have a look at the teams that have had the quickest hands in the NBA during the past month. In third, the Knicks.
What a month they've had defensively. I mean, they've really gotten after it on that end of the floor.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
To the inside, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
And while we got a chance, let's look at some numbers for Drummond. Second in field goal percentage, fourth in rebounding, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And you mentioned it. I mean, one of the top shooters in the league, quick trigger, with just a little better footwork. Boy, I tell you what, he could even move higher up the rankings.
Calderon kicks to Williams. They get the rebound. Amundsen can't hit.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, the score has a lot to do with that. Their overall effort and execution has been elite.
Knicks trail by 18. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Calderon kicks to Aflalo. To the paint. Here's Williams. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down. A splendid pass that time by Rose.
The Knicks have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Calderon passes to Aflalo. Back to Calderon. On the wing of Aflalo. 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Amundsen can't hit.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Rose kicks to Drummond. Right outside. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. No good from Gasol.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
Rose kicks to Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 5 assists tonight.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Seraphin dishes to Williams. And it's sent back by Drummond. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Thomas checked in for New York. The Bulls also changing it up. Taj Gibson's checked in for Drummond. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Darrell Wright. Now Amundsen looking for his first basket still in this one. Passes it to Thomas. They set the pick. Calderon up top. Aflalo outside. Shot clock at 5. That doesn't go either for Aflalo.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
What a game for Rose. He's got 14 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
No doubt about it. He's the conductor, the band leader, Clark, and this offense has really performed at a high level.
Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his
right.
entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability.
Calderon has the open look. Sinks the triple. Calderon's got 10 points in the game.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Outside Rose. The 11-footer can't get it to go. Knicks trail by 17. And here's Calderon. He's got 10. There's the feed to Aflalo. Aflalo with another miss.
And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
Now here's Calderon. There's the screen. Thomas a screen. And here's Aflalo for three. Aflalo with another miss.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
New York's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And the basket good. Calderon's got 5 points now this quarter. The Bulls leading by 17. Gibson the screen. Rose passes to Smith. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 6 assists now in the game.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
And O'Quinn kicks to Seraphin. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. A look at Chicago. Right now they've been able to gather the 8th best record in the conference as the latter part of the season approaches. And of course New York, 5.5 games behind.
Well, I think for New York, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
And, you know, I don't think they need to wait for the offseason to start making some changes. I think they can start the rebuilding process right now.
And the Knicks making a change here. Galloway's checked in. And Chicago also making a switch. Clarkson's checked in. Splitter sets a screen. Deflects the pass. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession.
Looking now at some numbers for J.R. Smith. Some impressive play from him over the last month. He's averaging 15 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Yeah, in every way, I think he's doing a much better job, and the numbers certainly support that.
Knicks trail by 17. They set the pick. Calderon dishes to O'Quinn. Outside Thomas. He feeds it to Seraphin. All alone. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Now, here's Clarkson. Not a lot of room. To the middle. Here's Splitter. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Got the length to get to the rim, and when he gets there, you never see a clumsy or awkward finish out of him. Everything is smooth and fluid.
Lopez, he's checked in for Kevin Seraphin. New York's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Calderon kicks to O'Quinn. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season? Kevin had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail. I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
Here's Galloway. He's got 5. Out to the right wing. Calderon kicks to Lopez. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Lopez has got 22 points. For the Knicks, losing a lot of nationally televised games, too. It seemed like every time they were on, they were losing. It might have been a blessing in disguise.
Well, I hope they look at it in a positive vein. It did give them a chance to focus on player development there in New York. Also allowed them to shut down Melo for the season.
Here's Galloway. Lopez a screen. This one for 3. Calderon, no good.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Here's Clarkson. Shot from free throw range. Mirotić's shot is off. Knicks trail by 19. 14 feet away, and again it's New York.
Nice piece of work there. Give yourself a little space and pull the trigger.
Clarkson with the ball. 9 points in the game so far. Gibson the screen. Shot's good by Clarkson. Clarkson's got 11 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Calderon for 3. Can't get it to go. Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded by Calderon. And finished off by Mirotić.
Well, that was a dynamic two-hand dunk there.
Right in the face of the defender.
Just tough and gritty with the elevation.
The 3. And down it goes just as the clock hit 0.
How about the timing? An unbelievable touch on that one.
Those are the ingredients you need for the recipe of buzzer-beating magic.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. The Bulls leading by 18. Taking a look at the Bulls. Clarkson is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Smith. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Gasol at the power forward position. A fadeaway. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Feeds it to Butler. And it's Drummond with the jam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Now, here's Clarkson. Tight defense on him. Knicks trail by 18. Here's Galloway. Down low. Right side, Williams. A 3-ball. Galloway, no good. For Chicago, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Clarkson with the ball. Williams picks him up. From past the arc. And the shot is good. That's 12 points for J.R. Smith.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
The 3 from Aflalo. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 6 assists now in the game. Clarkson kicks to Gasol. He dishes it to Butler. Gasol, a screen on Aflalo. 5 to shoot. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's Butler. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And New York making a change here. Serafin's checked in. Then for the Bulls, Wright comes in for J.R. Smith. And it's Rose in for Jordan Clarkson. Kick out to Aflalo. Fires from the corner. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. To the paint. It's deflected. And he gets it to go. And the Bulls lead by 20.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Galloway. Knocks down the step-back J.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
The Bulls leading by 18. Right outside. Now here's Gasol. He's guarded closely. Knicks with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Galloway. No good with the triple. Bulls have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Rose attacking. Off on the layup.
You know, even though he's bite-sized compared to the big men on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
Follow the pass to Galloway. Back to Aflalo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over to the wing. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Here's Porzingis. In the corner, it's Galloway. Pass to Porzingis. Releases from 15. Here's Serafin. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Now Rose. Gasol on the high post. The 19-foot shot. And the Bulls with another miss. Knicks trail by 15. Galloway kicks to Williams. Here's Galloway. He's covered by Rose. Puts it up from 17. Aflalo, no good.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Right side, Rose. Soft touch off the glass. Rose has got 20 points.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Here's Galloway. The pass to Porzingis. Williams kicks to Galloway. Just 5 to shoot. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Chicago calls timeout. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Teardrop shot, and it's Butler missing.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Pass to Porzingis. Can't get it to go. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Follow against Rose. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Free throw, good, Rose.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Here's Galloway. He's covered by Rose. Porzingis, that's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got his 7th assist here tonight. And here's Rose, outside Gasol. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Outside Rose. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Williams kicks to Serafin. Takes the 13-footer. Chicago grabs the miss. Gasol's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And right, here we go. And again, no good by Chicago. Knicks trail by 16. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Pass to Porzingis. There's a screen. Galloway, the pass to Porzingis. Here's Williams. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Now the dish to Drummond. Inside, here's Gasol, but he stays with it. Back to Drummond. The stupendous finish in traffic. And the Bulls lead by 16.
Crisp pass into the paint.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Down low, here's Serafin. Good D by Drummond. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Outside Rose. He kicks it to Butler. Drummond a screen. Butler on the wing. He's guarded by a Flalo. And it's Butler missing. Knicks trail by 16. And it's a Flalo penetrating. And the shot falls short this time.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Outside Gasol. Wright sets a screen. That doesn't go either for Butler.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Dishes to Galloway. Williams against Wright. It's Williams with the drive. Goes back up. Gasol with the rebound.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter. And that's an understatement.
Rose dishes to Drummond. Kicks to Wright. Butler passes to Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 5 assists in the game.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. See, I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Knicks. And so it's New York with it. It's an 18-point game. Butler against the Flalo. Back to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Porzingis. Kept alive by New York. Lopez on the mark with the 15-footer. Lopez has got 24.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bulls.
Clark, look at their number of assists.
Well, they minimized the one-on-one situations, Kevin. They got the ball moving, and it found the open guy.
Great ball move, you're right. And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And one of the league's truly special talents making his mark. Once again, another great performance for Gasol. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Louis Amundsen, he's checked in for Porzingis. Lance Thomas comes in for Williams. Sasha Vujacic is checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. 3 on the clock. Smith kicks to Clarkson. It's good, the assist that time from Smith.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here, for sure.
Lopez with the bucket. Stolen by Grant. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come.
Well, first off, congratulations on this win, Pau, and tell us how you feel about the team's progress so far this year.
Well, we've done a lot better. We've done a lot better recently, and we want to continue. We don't want to get complacent. I think we still got ways to go and things to improve. But we're definitely doing a lot better than we were.
Always good to see signs of progress, Pau. Thank you for the time. Gentlemen?
All right. The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Pau Gasol. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. His effort and intensity gave them the boost they needed.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
Boy, how many times are we going to see Pau Gasol come out and control a basketball game like he did tonight? This guy who for years has been a mastermind of the low post game. Points, rebounds, assists. You're going to get it all from Pau Gasol on the block, not to mention his veteran leadership.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.